Another week means only one thing, another very cryptic Allan Saint-Maximin social media post, but this one is a little bit different. We don't know exactly what it means, but this one looks like he could be talking about either the possibility of leaving or that he's already made his mind up that he is. We're going to be discussing it on this video, Newcastle fans. It's breaking, it's just happened, so do us a favour, make sure you stick around. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, you lovely Newcastle fans. I hope you've all had a decent start to the week. I wasn't expecting to be making this video, but before we get into what has just come through on this Monday evening as I make this, do us a favour, whack that like, whack that subscribe button. It means a lot. This video is not going to take much editing, but generally speaking, my videos will go to more people if you whack that like button. And if you like my opinion, then whack the subscribe and you'll be notified every single time I post a video. So do that now. And let's get straight into it. I'll keep this one quite short. Allan Saint-Maximin has gone on his Instagram tonight and put a very, very, very long message on there talking about his time at Newcastle, the struggles that he's had last season on and off the pitch, and where he sees himself going moving forward. But of course, in true Allan Saint-Maximin style, it's all written in a very cryptic format. And I tell you what, before we get in to what it might mean and the different parts of his message, I think I've said on videos before, I'm absolutely sick to the back teeth of this sort of cryptic shite on social media. Call me an old man, call me an old fart. Allan Saint-Maximin has done this all the time since he's played for this football club, keeping everybody guessing, what does this mean, what does that mean? If he doesn't love the attention that these posts create, then I will be absolutely gobsmacked. Because a message like this, if it is him leaving, should be kept for when breaking news has come out, when Sky Sports News has reported him signing for someone, being in talks with someone, a deal is agreed, and then we all know what it means and we can all write back on his social media and say, thanks Allan, thanks for everything you've done, we'll miss you, we don't want you to leave, blah, blah, blah. All these messages create is, oh God, the transfer window's not even open. What does that mean? Why is he talking about his time here? Why? And for some Newcastle fan base who absolutely adore Allan Saint-Maximin, I know there's a lot. Maybe you could argue more of the younger generation because of the type of modern-day silky skilled player he is. This gets Newcastle fans stressed, and I don't like it. He's always putting something about people not believing in him. That was the one last week that had everyone wondering what he meant by it. And this is a very long one, and there's parts of it that make you think he's gone, there's parts of it that make you think he isn't, and I think he's just very smart in making it cryptic. I mean, this reads to me like Allan Saint-Maximin is sat in Wetherspoons. He's had a couple of Monday Club pints. We all know the prices are a bit cheaper on a Monday. He's had one too many pints of lager. He's moved on to the spirits and he's getting a little bit soppy about the fact he's maybe seen a few negative comments on social media from some fans saying we should sell him into something to get a bit more funds. That's how it reads to me. But yeah, he starts the message by talking about why he first signed for Newcastle and how people doubted him, but he believed in the club. So all the way back in 2019 is when he first starts talking about. He talks about how the fans have deserved more. He gave everything to get them out of relegation, but they did deserve more. How happy he was that the fans got what they deserved in the takeover. He then goes on to say that the past year has been a struggle for him off the pitch with issues we don't know about. But yeah, that sounds awful. If that's something family related, then yeah, my thoughts are with him. Fair play if he's had to fight through that. He said that he put all that aside to give all on the pitch. He's even played through injury, which surprised me a little bit because for most of the season, Eddie Howe hasn't actually had Saint-Maximin as a starter. So I don't think Eddie Howe would have rushed him back to be a substitute for large parts of this season. So that surprised me a little bit if that's true. And then he then goes on to say that he's realised what he wants and that he will do everything to achieve his dreams. Now, the parts of this message that maybe suggest he's leaving is how for a lot of it he talks in the past tense. He says, I gave everything despite having injury. So that means he's talking about Newcastle as if they're in the past. But take that with a pinch of salt, because being the Mr. Cryptic man he is, that could also mean he's just talking about last season. You don't talk about a season that's gone in current tense. You wouldn't say, I give everything on the pitch. He says I gave because he could be talking about last season when we got Champions League. He then goes on at the very bottom to say, I will give everything, sort of basically given the opportunity. Forgive me, by the way, I don't have this message in front of me anymore as I'm making this video, so I've had to read it quite a few times over before I record. So, it's very cryptic. Now, it does read, if I'll be totally honest with you Newcastle fans, for me, it does read as if he's leaving. It's a very, very strange message, unless he is pissed and it's one of them ones that we see him delete because he regrets it or he's told he should have maybe taken that down. Because there's talk of him maybe giving his all again, maybe not. This would suggest to me that maybe there's been a conversation had where the club has maybe told Allan that they're open to offers if someone came in for him moving forward, or maybe someone has come in for big money and they've said you can talk to that club if you want. There's a lot of digs at Newcastle fans in this. A couple, I say a lot, a couple, where he talks about fans who've maybe doubted him, fans who have short memories, and this isn't the first time Saint-Maximin's mentioned fans with short memories. So he clearly does not like criticism that he sees on social media. Allan Saint-Maximin splits opinion. In my, this is me talking to people on supporters buses. In my opinion, from hearing it in the stands, in home games, what the fans around me shout, that comes from seeing Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. He splits opinion, and a luxury player like Allan Saint-Maximin will always split opinion because, let's face it, we don't get a solid 10 out of 10 performance from every week. He's fits and starts. He was in a great run of form just before he got his injury. He's had a lot of injuries, which I think adds to fans' frustrations because when he's on the pitch under Eddie Howe, he doesn't necessarily fit into that graft defensively, grafted both ends. He's a bit of a luxury, but obviously we all know he can do things with a football, and he has done things with a football that not many players in the Premier League or European football across all leagues can do. None of us can ever forget what he did under Steve Bruce in the last season before the takeover where we stayed up. At times, he was one of the only reasons to come and watch Newcastle play under Steve Bruce because you knew you'd get something entertaining out of Allan Saint-Maximin. And he does have the hearts of a lot of fans. I think the younger generation, maybe more so, as I said at the start of this video, because of his luxury style, his flicks, his tricks, his style, his headbands, he's a glamorous player, and that's very much, from what I've noticed, more appealing to the younger fans as opposed to the more old school Newcastle fans, maybe 40s, 50s, 60s, who just don't buy into all these fancy tricks and flips and staying down a bit too long when they get injured on the pitch and whatnot. So I think he splits opinion, and I think that's why some fans will read this message and be like, right, good on him, let's get the money and reinvest. Some fans will be devastated. For me, as I've already said on a video previously, I would like Allan Saint-Maximin to stay at least one more year to see what he can do in the Champions League. I think he's a big-time player. He always seems to show up for the 4:30 Sky games against the bigger sides. I think the Champions League against teams that are used to a slow pace, he could absolutely terrorise some teams in that Champions League. And how much of an exciting thought is that? Even imagine going to Real Madrid and Allan Saint-Maximin turning it on against Carvajal at right back. Wouldn't that be incredible? So again, very, very hard to gauge what this means. To me, it doesn't look great in terms of him staying, but we don't know because Allan Saint-Maximin has gone full cryptic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, Newcastle fans. If you haven't already seen this message from him, even if you don't have Instagram, just search Allan Saint-Maximin Instagram. On Twitter, you might be able to, on Google, sorry, you might be able to look at it that way. Or if you just go on Facebook, any socials, you will see it pop up. Do that. Let me know your thoughts. Is he staying or going? And if he is going, what do you think about that? Do you think it's a crying shame, or do you think we should cash in if someone comes in with decent money and reinvest it in the team? Let us know down below what that's like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, because I did have a bigger one planned. This one was a little bit unexpected on this Monday night. So I'll see you on the next one. Away the lads.